The golden hour. The golden hour sans Brendan. The golden hour sans Brendan. Usually Brendan will always be here. Kind of green screen like I am in the corner, right? Brendan would usually be here, green screened in the corner, but lately he's not anymore because obviously Brendan would usually be in the corner or in the middle here, kind of green screen the way I am. But obviously he's not anymore. And I think the reason why we kind of know now he quit golden hour or took a step back, you know, he doesn't want to say quit officially, but you know, he's definitely quit. But the reason why he took a step back from the golden hour was clearly to ramp up the content on the Schaub show so that he could get this $1.1 million deal with Podcast One. I think that was the main reason. The main reason was that the money was running low. He was getting nervous. He wanted to make sure he put his best foot forward and was able to negotiate a better contract. So what he did is that he took a step back from the golden hour, a show that probably, you know, he doesn't need to be on anyway. It's terrible as it is. It was even made worse when he was on it, especially over Zoom. He kind of ruined the flow. Personality wise, he doesn't really mesh well with these guys. He's not funny. They try and be funny. They're not funny, don't get me wrong. But Brendan truly isn't funny and you ruin the flow. So it's probably for the best that he's not on it anymore. But I can assume that they're probably getting bored of each other now. That's the funny thing, right? The show's probably better without him. But these guys don't really seem like they are enjoying it, you know? And it's starting to feel like a drag. So yeah, they mentioned Brendan and him not being on the show anymore. And I don't know, I get the feeling they're kind of annoyed by it. And it also seems like Brendan maybe didn't tell them exactly if he's ever going to come back or not. I don't know. Again, these comedians seem like these comedians like to act like they're all best friends. But then when they talk about certain things, you get the feeling they don't really talk that much, you know? Like for all the stuff that, you know, they like to talk about, I love you, and family this, and they kind of literally act like they're each other's best friends. But when it really matters, they don't really seem like they communicate with each other that well. But yeah, this is Chris D'Elia and Erik Griffin talking about Brendan Schaub's absence from the golden hour.
Well, I wanted to experiment because I like the place. You like the place.
What is the place?
Right here.
Oh, our place. Yeah. Huh.
And
look, folio.
I know. Yeah. And I don't know.
Where's the other one from?
You're not listening to me.
You got 2 coffees from the same place.
Yeah, because I told you, because I'm experimenting. This guy, catch up. He got it.
He didn't get it.
He got it.
I think it's insane, but I got it.
Oh, it's insane.
So listen to me.
Oh my God.
Can I explain that?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Because I got 4 shots over ice and cold brew. Mm-hmm. I like cold brew better.
Oh,
but I don't necessarily.
Look at what Brendan's missing out on, man. Look at this top tier entertainment that Brendan's missing out on. Look at this top tier entertainment that Brendan Schaub is missing out on.
I think this cold brew is strong enough that they make. And so I wanted to get 4 shots over ice and add it to the cold brew until I'm satisfied with the way it tastes.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I guess it's crazy, but like, it's not really that crazy. It's just I know what I want. Am I autistic? Honestly, do you think I am?
Yeah, you've always been a little bit on.
Yeah,
there's a
is that an
spectrum.
autistic?
I feel like he keeps mentioning the autism thing as a way to excuse all the rapey, pedophile allegations. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like whenever I hear Chris D'Elia mention being on the spectrum, it's almost as if he's saying it to kind of excuse or to explain maybe some of his interactions with girls online that got exposed and some of the weird messages and sending messages to underage girls, then doubling back when they're not underage. You know what I mean? It kind of feels like that. And I want to say categorically that I don't think being on a spectrum means that you automatically become a guy that's into like high school girls. I don't think that happens. I don't think because you're on a spectrum that you're suddenly a fan of like cheerleaders and shit when you're like in your 50s, in your 40s. I don't think it works that way. I
Thing?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's just kind of, it's kind of weird because I feel like the experiment is really understanding that their cold brew isn't strong enough because the whole.
You'll be up game bread. So who pays for golden hour now? I think they get their pay they've got ads on here. They've got ads, so they do have some ads on here, and obviously whatever money they make from the AdSense. And I'm pretty sure they've got a Patreon. I'm sure they've got. Am I bugging or they've got? I'm sure they've got their own Patreon. The Golden Hour, they've got their own Patreon. I'm sure they have. Or did they take it down? Yeah, see, they've got some decent collab sponsors here, right? Yeah, so they got Fabalatics, one sponsor. They've got Mars Men, a sponsor, and then they've got a Patreon. And obviously whatever they make on the AdSense. So let's see. So I think they do.
I saw Simon.
Oh, that's not it. That's not Golden Hour Patreon, is it? So let's see if I can find it. The Golden Hour Patreon. But I'm sure they make a decent amount. Creating a silicon, so they don't say how much they make, but they've got shows on there. Nothing exclusive on there though. Oh no, they've got some exclusive content. Yeah, they've got some exclusive content. They do have some exclusive shows they put on there. So they have the Patreon. They have the normal show. What's that fucking thing called again? What's that analytics place called? Yeah, they got this. What else they got? This is Social Blade, right? Let's see on Social Blade how much they predictably made. Social Blade. Let's see. This stuff is not accurate, bro, by the way, but it might give you like a rough idea of what they make. So according to Social Blade, their monthly earnings are anywhere between. That's a fucking huge range, though. That's a massive range. Anywhere between $111 to $1.8 thousand a month, allegedly, and yearly estimate is 1.5k to 25k. But then again, that's not their main income. Their main income is going to come from ads. It's going to come from sponsors and ads. You know, their main income is going to come from sponsors and ads. So, if I had to guess, just guessing, shooting out my ass, I'd say they probably both make about $5,000 from this pod a month. If I had to guess, considering they both live in LA, I don't think they would do it for less than $5,000. I think they both make $5,000 from this show. That's my guess. Don't know if it's true or not, but that's my guess.
The whole point of cold brew is it's not going to be watered down by the ice.
Yeah.
So the fact that, do you think that the 4 shots over ice is stronger than the cold brew?
Well, I think cold brew is supposed to be really strong. I think 4 shots I think it's stronger. 4 shots of espresso if you drink all of it. But my point is, I don't even mean stronger caffeine-wise. I mean stronger taste. It tastes not enough.
Right. Because it's being watered down.
Right.
Got you. But you know what? Before we continue on, I think we would be remiss if we didn't.
Oh, by the way, big up Erik Griffin, though. Thank God he's not wearing one of those like multi-pack shirts, by the way. Just want to give you an observation on that. That shirt looks nice. It's a nice color. It looks well on his skin. It looks like it's been ironed or steamed at least. And it looks new. So big up Erik Griffin for once not wearing a shirt that looks like it came out of a multi-pack. Not wearing a shirt that looks like he's been sleeping in it. Not wearing a shirt where the neck hole is the size of his head, if not bigger. Well done. He looks way more neater and cleaner like this. This is way better presentation. Because the other stuff, he looks such like a slob. The other videos you see him in, it looks like you've like walked into his living room without notice and he's like on the chair just like browsing his phone, like just wearing like pajama style shit on the pod. It's like ugh. So yeah, he looks way better. He looks way more presentable and way cleaner. Yeah.
Like, you know, talk about the fact that we haven't seen Brendan here in a while.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then I'm going to tell you why. Well, if you're a fan of Brendan, you would already know because you're watching Schaub Show. So if you're not sure, you know. Anyways, Brendan has to do 4 episodes of the Schaub Show plus 2 Fighter and the Kid. He lives in.
Wow.
By the way, I like how they said has to. That's a very telling remark. Has to. So even though I was bigging up Brendan for that $1.1 million deal, it does feel like he's fucked himself a bit, innit? He did well to ditch Golden Hour, get on his channel, and just start streaming every day. One hour a day, streaming every day consistently, get those numbers up, you know, and whatever. But you'd imagine if Podcast One gave him that money based on what he's doing now, they've probably told him, yeah, you've got to keep doing that shit. You can't stop. You have to keep. You know what I mean? So it kind of did. It did well because it gave him a better deal and a better negotiation, better terms to negotiate with, or better. Just gave him better tools to negotiate with. Sorry. But now he's sort of like, has to stick with that. He can't now suddenly start doing one show a week. He has to continue. Kind of brutal, man. Kind of fucking brutal.
In Austin, so it was becoming too much. So we needed to take a break from it, And we said, hey man, we got it. We'll just continue on.
Yeah,
there's nothing more than that. Okay, so
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and when we do lives, we're still gonna have him. And we're still gonna we got to tell him, hey man, you got to come back on and like say hi to the fans or something. But anyways, we just wanted to continue on, and we're here for you. Love us or hate us, we're here. Okay, that's good. What happened.
Yeah, it's good. Whatever, dude. It's like we're gonna still keep doing this podcast.
Yeah, we're still.
And also, people are like, "What whappened to Theo?" Still, so fucking who cares?
Yeah, but that used to drive me crazy. You know what people don't understand? Theo called me and said, Erik, can you do the podcast? I'm moving, blah, blah, blah. I need you to be here.
Good night to chat. As in the Tism Dolphin. Grapes emoji.
and the Tism Dolphin is fucking crazy. Big up, appreciate you.
Now, then it was like, you think you could replace Theo? I didn't. That's not what happened.
Yeah. And he tricked me into doing the podcast and then left. And that's fine.
Oh, here's another one that would get me. We would walk into the studio and then,
By the way, a little observation is funny, by the way. Just thinking about it, like, how these guys go on about how hard they work and how much of a beast they are. It is kind of funny how Brendan can't do more than what he's doing. He's not even doing that much. You're streaming 1 hour a day, 1.5 hours a day. Maybe on some days when he does his Schaub show, he's doing the TFATK. That's 2 hours a day you're recording. Also, Chin does everything. He just has to sit in front of the camera and talk. Chin does everything. Chin does the lighting. Chin presses record. Chin writes the titles, uploads the videos, the fun. Like, Brendan does none of that shit. He just literally sits in front of the camera and does what he does. But he does none of the back end shit. So it is kind of funny that Brendan feels like he's being overworked and can't do this show, which is another hour. What was it? They record this, twice a week? Once a week? You could easily do this. It's not that difficult. He's not really doing that much. So for all of that bluster, all of that fucking hyperbole about being hard workers and like they barely do anything. Like Brendan does nothing really for the most part. If you're not recording, what are you doing at home? Throwing fucking baseballs at your kid's head in the fucking garden. Like get in front of the microphone, man. Put the fucking microphone in the fucking bag. It is kind of funny. Like you could easily do this show still, easily. And then just double dip and be earning a bit more money on top of it, but he's too overworked because he's legitimately working like 5 to 10 hours a week, if that, maybe not even 10. Like how many hours a week is he working? Like 7 hours, 8 hours. It's fucking nuts, isn't it? 8 hours a week. I'm overworked. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if you worked 8 hours a week and you made 1.1 million? These guys are so spoiled, man. They're so fucking spoiled. They're so spoiled. They don't live in reality, innit? They don't live in reality, man. Honestly, it's like, wow. 5 hours, 10 hours a week and you're crying.
The table that we used to have in the old place. Yeah. Theo would go, hey man, I don't want to sit here. Why don't you sit here this time? Yeah. I go, you sure? I said, this is your thing. He's like, nah, I want to be a guest today over here. Yeah. Then everybody's like, what are you doing in the king's chair?
It's because you suck, Erik. I'm sorry. Not to be like, compared to Theo, you suck real bad. You already suck as it is, right? Erik already sucks as it is, but compared to Theo, Erik sucks like 100-fold. You need to be self-aware enough to know that. Like, you're never, you know what I mean? Like, the fans are never going to warm to you. Plus, the Golden Hour / Kinginess thing started with Brendan and Theo. The whole show was completely different before these guys joined. It was like a roasting show, banter thing, funny thing. So the fans that like that show are never gonna like Erik because he's not Theo, and also he fucking sucks. But it does make sense. So, you know, a little bit of self-awareness is needed there. Like, what was I going to do? I'm not. We know you're not Theo, but you're also super unfunny.
Yeah. Bastards.
Yeah.
All right, anyways, whatever. Dude.
What?
When you're in a hotel,
Yeah, which
Nick
I
stays
am.
in hotel.
Anyways, like, you know. Yeah, let's not. I'm not even going to play more of that, by the way. But yeah, that's them talking about Brendan not being on the show anymore. But yeah, there we have it. There we have it. There we have it. And I love how they sing about live shows, though, by the way. Oh, well, if we have a live show, Brendan will obviously be on that. Why are you recording live shows? Why are you wasting money doing that? Wasting time. They should never record another live show. Don't ever do another live show again. Just stick to your pod and record it. That live show was fucking... That live show they did was embarrassing. It was terrible. And I doubt they made much money from it either. Like, not enough to make it worth it to do another. And go through that whole humiliation process. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. Fuck fucking that. And that's not necessary. Just stick to the pod. Stick to the pod. But I have a feeling, based on the fact that Brendan already got his $1.1 million deal, we won't see Brendan on the Golden Hour anytime soon. We won't see Brendan on the Golden Hour anytime soon.